Hello and welcome to October 17th, Beyond Reality for Beyond Mystic. I'm SOLRETA and it's so lovely to be here with you all. I've got a few things that Spirit wants to get into today. We do have a little bit of cleansing and some protection that Spirit wants to bring up as well. But before we get into that, we might do a little bit of a cleansing. I just want to remind you guys to please like, share, and subscribe over on Beyond Mystic channel. You can see that we have the Divine Feminine Oracles coming up a little bit later on. And we also have live stream with Penny Kelly, which will be really interesting too. And some more Astro Woo, which I always love checking out what's happening with the signs. We have the Tarot and Astrology Workshop with Janine, Julie, and Meg. So save 15% off with the discount code TAROT15 before October 22nd. So it's been just extended that little bit longer. That's going to be right on the cusp, actually, of Libra and Scorpio, because one of my girls has got her birthday on that day. So that'll be amazing. So head on over to the Beyond Academy to have a look at that. And I've been hearing some beautiful things from some of my clients as well. And it's always lovely to hear about you guys and like what signs you are and what's happening like in your astrology world too. But what we're going to do today is I'm just going to pop back to this screen and we're going to come in and put some Nang Champa incense that wanted to come to us today. So let's start with just lighting a little bit of this. And I just want to set up some sacred space. And then I've got a symbol to share with you that Spirit's been showing me. So I've been having a few symbols and things come up in readings, which is not unusual. What's more unusual is Spirit wanting to really just bring in a symbol for our audience and for the Beyond Mystic soul family. So I'm just going to give you guys a little bit of Nang Champa. You're just closing your eyes and just visualizing this from the top of your head, swirling in a beautiful circle all the way down your body, past your throat chakra, heart, lower body, all the way down to the bottom of the soles of your feet, feeling this beautiful smoke purify and bless, and also seeing this beautiful smoke uplift and come back up all the way to the top of your head, seeing yourself surrounded in this beautiful blessing. So what we're going to do is Spirit gave me, and I'm just going to let this sit with us. I've got my little Coolaman that I've had for years. With the Coolaman, I did do some training with one of the Aboriginal elders, and she showed me we would use paper bark, lemon myrtle, and it's called Aryan moss or old man's beard. We would actually use that in a cleansing ceremony. I didn't have any of that on me today, but to know you can use those beautiful ingredients. The symbol that Spirit was sharing with me for today is this beautiful solar cross. So I've drawn it in gold on a bay leaf. That was just what Spirit was guiding me to do. So this can represent the 4 elements or 4 directions. If we look back, and it's about transformation, but it's also about endings and beginnings. Now, if we break the symbol down back into kind of like basic geometry and symbolism, the circle represents that ongoing cycle or the snake biting its tail. So it's sort of that universal energy of things that are, beginning and ending and then perpetuating and continuing. So it can represent a cycle. It can also represent that outside of the earth dimension or reality. So sort of like, 5th dimension and beyond with the cross inside of it. We see that this can represent one line from the Godhead to earth, representing our connection with God. When we see it in 2 parts, it can represent sort of that separation or the fall, or us actually being on here on earth. So this can also represent the 4 different directions too. We sometimes will use this as a circle for protection, is sometimes what Spirit will show. But let's burn this as well. Spirit was just wanting to do a little bit of fire magic and ritual today. So we're just going to give that a good burn. And you guys can do this at home if you like. There might be a symbol or something that you're wanting to burn. When we're looking at what we've been working through astrologically as well. Now, this would connect to the Aries full moon that we had, that Elena and Janine were talking about a couple of months ago. I'm just going to set this aside. And what we also have with we just went through, I think it was the new moon. Yeah, the new moon eclipse in Libra. And we're also going into a full moon eclipse at the end of the month. So we're really setting up for purging the old. So if you guys haven't finished purging the old and still have a little bit more to work through, this could be really good. But I've been getting the message really strong about energy protection lately. And I've also been having this little guy, Ganesha, show up a little bit more frequently. So he is a remover of obstacles. And I really feel at the moment with this huge shift and change we're going through, it's about most important to protect yourself energetically every day, to smudge all the time, to do your sprays of protection or your different incense, whatever it is that you feel drawn to do. And remembering that intention is everything. But things of a high frequency like frankincense, myrrh, bay leaf, sage, these things, Palo Santo, are really good for helping to shift and clear some energy. We did also have, and I'm going to do a little bit reverse. So we had one of the Woodlands cards come to us today. So this is Woodlands and Woodland Wardens. So the card that came up is interesting. We have this cute little porcupine and this little flower. So this is, and I'm just going to read out of the book for this, porcupine and anemone. So hopefully I'm saying that right, but it's all about boundaries. So hold this up while we read it out. So the porcupine with impressive quills is a well-known symbol of self-defense. According to legend, common among the Anishinaabe tribe, hopefully I'm saying that right, the porcupine got its quills from placing the branches of the hawthorn tree on its back, defending against the bear. So the Navajo, the trickster spirit or Abjuabi myth, saw the porcupine's cleverness and fashioned the quills or a coat of quills to wear from them. Just as the porcupine curls into a ball to defend itself from predators, the anemone flower turns inward and down during rainstorms, so protecting its delicate petals from damage. So this also represents that you cannot help others unless you first help yourself. Maintain healthy boundaries, and especially around the time where your energy and giving generously only once you've sufficiently fed yourself. So it really is putting your oxygen mask on first at the moment, making sure that you're loving, nurturing, taking care of yourself. Spirit has been giving a lot of treating yourself kind of like a newborn, really embracing and wrapping your energy up and nurturing self at the moment. So I do feel with all this chaos and craziness that we're seeing go on in the world, Spirit's encouraging us to up our level of self-protection, to up our level of what we're taking inwardly. So this might mean not partaking in some of the mainstream news stories and things at the moment, or getting pulled into some of the heaviness and the emotion around that. Doesn't mean that we have to be unaware of what's happening, but it also means giving yourself a bit of an energetic buffer, because so many of you, my beautiful soul family, are empaths, and Spirit's really trying to get us to not soak this in, to really keep us up to that level of high frequency, because we are still in the shift. So let's have a look from my cards for the week and see what Spirit is talking about. Just before closing my eyes, I saw the card of the Aeon and transformation. And it's interesting, I can still smell that beautiful incense and feel that energy just surrounding. What I'm actually being shown from Spirit is more just our guides and angels standing around us with protection and with a high frequency of love. And I actually feel all of you individually as beautiful guiding lights. So just know that we're all together in this, and we're all like little sparks of light holding that high frequency. So it's such a beautiful pleasure to be connected with you all. And I'm really enjoying my sessions with you guys as well. So let's have a look and see what we have. And we have a lot of cards this week. So let me see. We've got 6 cards just down here on my desk. And I'm tucked in with a blanket because it's still, even though it's spring here, it's still a little bit chilly. So let me feel into this. And straight away, Spirit is taking me to a hand on the heart. I actually really feel at the moment Spirit's inviting us to spend a lot more time in these softer realms. So where we're having some of the heaviness and the duality of earth. Now, remember that symbol with the cross represents sort of that experiencing duality or being down here in the earth realm too. So if we want to sort of lighten that, we can do more things that connect us to that straight line back to the Godhead, back to the universe, back to higher self. Really sort of, I guess, bringing through these higher frequencies at the moment is going to help raise and lift the vibrations. I'm also having a lot of essential oil recommendations from Spirit at the moment. The top 3 this week have been rose, jasmine, and neroli. These are all ones that are of a very high level frequency and hertz, just like frankincense, but more kind of to the spiritual realms because they are flowers. So Spirit is really wanting us to soak in this magic at the moment to do with the divine feminine and really surround ourselves with that blanket of energy. So we'll feel into these cards. And I actually hear a bit of light language wanting to come through as well. Taking back into that meditative mode and just focusing your awareness and perception on your breath, just connecting a beautiful golden energy from your higher self to God, to the universe, all the way down into your conscious human self, and maybe even perhaps feeling a few of these other multidimensional versions of self too. And let's send a little bit of love and connection out to those versions. So I'll speak some light language and then we will translate it into English. Alosoya narata kaya narata kiara. Mana narata kaya lara so narata kie. Ia shayanara larto kaya la narata kiara. Ala narata kaya laro so norea. Ia shayana larto kaya narata kela. Ia la narata kaya lalo husa nari. Miayana to koyayara huarana. Alashoyanara te kayana noearo. Iayanara to koyalaro no huerasara. Mayanara to koyalaro to koyalar. So what I saw was this beautiful softness coming in from other multidimensional realms that are trying to make their presence known, that are trying to lift us up into their frequencies. And I heard from Spirit, and what they were presenting was for us to spend as much time as we can at the moment, really feeling into those softer places, softer realms, crystalline places and worlds. So this could mean like lucid dreaming or traveling, setting an intention before we enter the dream realm of where we would like to be, what we would like to experience, what we would like to feel, doing protection rituals also before dreams and things too, because some of the darker side of things will try and get to you when you're trying to have sleep or with nightmares, things like this. So Spirit's really trying to speak to us about setting the tone before going into these altered states. So let's flip the cards over. The other thing I saw was just, it was like a rippling out of energy into our other multidimensional versions of self too. So let's flip these over. And this is really interesting. Okay. So the first card we have is the Tower card. So we definitely need to protect why this craziness is going down. And we see here, I always tell you guys about this little symbol. So I like it when the Tower card comes up because it's a reminder of where we're placing our power. So with this little symbol, pa in Hebrew, this speaks about that our words are as precious as gold. So not to spill them haphazardly, to really be in control of your words. So if you're speaking affirmations, connecting and asking or requesting to be connected or wrapped and enveloped in love and softness before going into the dream realm or dream, like sleep realm, lucid dreaming and things, and Mercury with Cancerian energy, combination of mental, mind, and intuition. We have the card of the universe, and we see that there's a lot of activation and things. This is interesting because it is the snake biting the tail in the symbology for a lot of the versions of the universe or the world card. And that was the main symbol Spirit was showing me with this week to kind of tap more into that. We also see here the snake, the Kundalini energy with the eye, penetrating it with the light. So we see she's in sort of like a womb space, but she set the intention for the new beginning down the bottom. We're seeing this little mansion come in that's sort of in the invisible realm. So she's calling things in the dream realm. This is really what Spirit wants us to focus on for this week. So please, if you have a manifestation that you're working with, focus on it before you're going into dream realm. Set it in your intention as though it's already happening. Ask for more information to come through from the dreams, because we're seeing spirit is trying to help shift things into landing. Ace of Discs, this is a brand new beginning. And we see here with the cellular division and womb space energy, something is trying to be birthed. Something is trying to be born down here in the earth realm. And Eight of Discs, this is beautiful, positive movement. We see with this too that the things that we've been working on in the past are starting to come in, starting to pay off. So with this as well is Virgo and Sun energy. So it's a very pure energy. It's to know that these seeds are being activated. And then we see in the future, or towards the end of this week, this beautiful solar energy. And we see these little butterfly angels of transformation, these childlike cherubs. So this has a very innocent, pure, almost like an imagination type energy to this card. It also can represent cycles and timings. But when we look into the sun, it is a great purifier. So definitely tap into the protection and things that we were talking about for this week. And I just want to have a look. I just saw my High Priestess into some clarifiers for this message from Spirit for this week. And I'm just sending love to you guys too. I really do feel your energy when we're working together in this way. And I feel like that we are a whole soul family. It's not just us behind the camera, it's all of us combined. So let's have a look and see what we're working with. And we're definitely getting the message to go within in this other state or realm. It's definitely about letting go. So what we see with the Tower card come up in the first placement, and then the Nine of Swords come up in the first placement with the clarifiers, this is letting go of anything that is heaviness, anything that is weighing down on our consciousness. Now, remember, you can actually choose to have thoughts. And I know a lot of people think that thoughts, that they just come from us, but you can actually decide not to have certain thoughts. It takes a lot of practice, but what it said, I forget which brain scientist it was or neuroscientist, but he said that thoughts are almost like little clouds that float by and they sort of land. So we can choose to not pick a thought and to install or to choose what thoughts we want to work with. So Queen of Swords, literally speak it out loud. It's about liberation, about freedom. It's taking the mask off, but it's really about sort of like setting that intention or using your words to speak things into creation. We see the meditation, Four of Swords, and healing energy. We see the little heart, the hands in prayer position towards the heart. And we also see this stained glass window. So there's a higher attention and focus that we're connecting with on a heart level. This is about not getting pulled down into fear or down into things that will bring us into base chakra that are tipped out of balance. This is about bringing the balance back up to heart chakra. And what we're seeing with this is actually redesigning the world. And it's interesting because this almost has like a bit of a lucid dream-like appeal. And it looks kind of like he hasn't painted the canvas yet with imagination and things. So we need to really look at what it is that you're calling in. Queen of Cups, definitely moving from heart chakra upwards. We have the Victory card. This is Leo energy and some Jupiter energy too. So with this Victory card, there's all these little beautiful fires that form in my favorite version of the card. And with this, we see that it's on the timelines and that there's positive intersections and things like that. So what we would do, we will get another card in a second, but I just want to remind you guys that I also have this little promo. So you'll find that there's just a few spots that I may have dotted out for the month. I am mainly booked up till February at this stage, and there's a couple of you that I've seen squeeze back in after your sessions because you've had more questions and more things to look into in greater depth. So I've really enjoyed seeing a couple of you for like round 2. My favorite reading has been the Starseed reading. Just meeting so many of you that I haven't read for before has been really beautiful, just to get to know you guys on a deeper level. And I'm seeing some of the most amazing things come up in sessions. I even had today with a client, someone that came up with soul lifetimes, and they had this amazing energy of pretty much being done with like a lot of planetary cycles and moving up that ladder in consciousness, which was fascinating. So seeing some really mind-blowing things that I've never seen before, and that's, spending more than half my life reading. So really incredible stuff. So yeah, please use Beyond Mystic in all caps for your 10% off. That's for the starseed reading. And also, you guys know that I love Mystic Oracle readings as well, where I get to look into all of your questions, and we get to really look into anything on a 3D, 4D, 5D, or beyond level. So that is also a lot of fun, getting to be a mystic, I guess, psychonaut or astronaut, for lack of a better term. But yeah, I do want to remind you guys to please jump on over, like, share, and subscribe to the Beyond Mystic channel. Remembering we're also on Rumble, and we love seeing you guys over there. We're actually building quite strong in numbers. And we have the amazing tarot workshop with Janine, Julie, Meg. So use the Tarot 15 in all caps to save 15% over on Beyond Mystic Academy. So let's come in and pick a final card for the week. And I'm just going to pick something for guiding me. Let me see which different card is for. So we have a Tony Salerno deck again this week. I think we used the Love deck last time. We have this one. I forget the name of the deck. It's one from, gosh, it must be like 20 years old now, this particular deck. So let's see what one this is. It's the one with the blue cover for those of you playing at home. Okay, let's see what Spirit wants us to know this week. And they're giving me 2 cards. So feel into, if you want card 1, and I will talk about 1 first. Feel into card 2 if you're feeling the energy of 2. They both feel different. So just have a wait, maybe even in your hands, card 1 or card 2. And let's see what messages we have. So card 1, we have this energy of creativity. And what's really interesting, I had this actually come up in a session today with someone. If we look into the emotion of numb, the exact opposite on the positive side of things is creative. So when we're kind of numb, we become immobilized, we become stuck, we become stagnant. The opposite of that is creativity. So ask yourself and reflect, where am I feeling stagnant in different areas of life, and how can I bring inspiration, creativity through? So this is a really beautiful energy, and we see this solar energy in here too. So we've had the solar energy come up with the symbol that we had at the start with the sun card. And are you ready for number 2? Rose quartz. So this is a beautiful heart chakra activation energy, and we see this magical frequency. So this is about self-love, about nurturing. With rose quartz too, it might even be that to wear some rose quartz on you. I actually had some rose quartz come my way a few days ago too, so that's interesting. But what we sort of see is she's sitting almost in like a reverence, or kind of like a inner deep awareness and self-reflection. So we see her heart chakra with these beautiful symbols, another solar type symbol. We see her throat chakra lit up, and her ajna, or third eye, but also this illuminated crown. So this beautiful deck is by Tony Salerno, my favorite artist. So yeah, feel into that. Let me know in the little chat if you pick number 1 or 2. I would love to see. But I'm wishing you all a beautiful week. Remember to keep the frequency high. Use your oils. I'm also doing a lot more vitamins and things this week, making sure to balance hormones and things as well. So just making sure you're overall taking care of yourself. And I love you all very much. And I will see you next week. Bye.